Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sibyl Speaks. I'm your host Anthony, and today we are going to discuss racism in America. President Jimmy Carter recently revealed that anyone who opposes President Obama is racist. Charles Krauthammer will chime in with his point of view later, but first here's President Carter shooting his mouth off. President Carter, what do you have to say to those of us who are disappointed in what seems to be a number of failed initiatives coming from the White House?
I think an overwhelming portion of the intensely demonstrated animosity toward President Barack Obama is based on the fact that he is a black man, that he's African American.
Why do you believe that?
I live in the South, and I've seen the South come a long way, and I've seen the rest of the country that shared the South's attitude toward minority groups at that time, particularly African Americans. That racism inclination still exists, and I think it's bubbled up to the surface because of a belief among many white people, not just in the South but around the country, that African Americans are not qualified to lead this great country.
Thank you, President Carter. I can't wait to hear what our citizens in the South have to say about that. Mr. Krauthammer, how do you respond to that?
The accusation of racism is a sign of desperation by people who know they are losing the national debate and they want to hurl the ultimate charge in American politics. This is dealing from the bottom of the deck, and I agree that it is a disgusting tactic. It's done as a way to end debate. The minute you call somebody a racist, the debate is over, you don't continue. I mean, the accusations of racism are the last refuge of the liberal scoundrel.
President Carter, would you like to address that?
It's an abominable circumstance and grieves me and concerns me very deeply.
Mr. Krauthammer, New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd wrote that Congressman Joe Wilson's blurting out "you lie" was racially motivated as well. She said, quote, "Fair or not, what I heard was an unspoken word in the air, you lie boy." What do you have to say about that?
As for Maureen Dowd, imagining a word that wasn't said, well, in my previous profession, I saw a lot of people who also heard words that weren't said. They were called patients, and many of them were actually helped with medication. The reason that she won't be, and others who are hurling the accusation, is because it's a deliberate attempt to change the subject and discredit the opposition with an unprovable and unproven ad hominem.
Whitney Houston has just crashed our set. I guess Kanye West has started a trend among celebrities. Whitney, what do you say to those who believe that race is the reason for not supporting the president?
We gotta live with SARS. We gotta live with what's the anthrax. Kiss my ass. All right, that's what I did.
President Carter. Thank you, Mr. Krauthammer. Thank you, Whitney, and thank you to all who tuned into this broadcast of the Sibyl Speaks.